Hello, everyone. We are back. It's me, Frankenstein, casting with Bigger B here. This is one of the most hyped game of the quarterfinals between Lanka Lions from Sri Lanka and Portal Esports representing Pakistan. Hello, Bigger B. How are you?
I'm good, Frankie. How are you?
I
Um,
am fantastic.
I believe you had a game earlier today.
Yes, not the best game, but of course, better team wins. A wise man once said, "Better jungler wins."
But
So
we do
yeah,
have a
I'm
really
really.
big game up ahead of us here. PnX versus PnX Lanka Lions versus Portal Esports. The biggest
Mhm.
team in Pakistan, probably Portal Esports. The best
And the
team.
biggest team in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
So yes, this is going to be amazing, exciting, and long game. So yes, we have a lot of action to cover today, Bigger B. So let's just dive into it.
And looks like we are in Champ Select.
hmm Right, Ash. Really good performance on the Thresh, and gonna ban Irelia away from this for this unknown GI, who's really comfortable and a very good player of Irelia. We've seen this in Indian tournaments and everywhere we have seen Portal playing.
Well, I don't have a lot of information on these teams. Obviously, you've seen them play in international tournaments before.
hmm
So you'd probably have more insight into this pick and ban phase.
hmm So Morgana was taken away. I believe Ash has switched to the support role because they have a new mid laner called Phantom Charger. So this was taken away from Ash, and definitely a huge pick was taken away. And Darius, as we all know, our Pakistani top laners love to play their Darius pick. Yeah, and Nisuka Kazama is really um, comfortable on that as he has played around 1,000 games on that.
Yep, and it looks like they're also going to take out the Mordekaiser, who is basically the AP Darius.
hmm you can say that. Also, he takes you away from the Summoner's Rift for a while. So yes, that's something to take away. Silas again, unknown G. Sorry, Isuga Kazama is really comfortable on that champion in the top lane. I've seen him a lot of times playing that champion. It's really good when you can take away those abilities which can change the game for your team.
Yep.
So yes, definitely a good ban there. The last ban of the first banning phase will be Xin Zhao. What are your thoughts on this one?
It's interesting. Obviously, a lot of these bans are targeted at people. They are targeted bans. They know each other. They've obviously done their scouting on the other team. And
hmm
yeah, a lot of these are targeted bans. So we'll see how the pick and ban plays out and see where that Zinzao ban actually comes up, if that comes up.
Yes, it is apparent that both the teams have done their homework before coming into this game. So Xin is a very, very early focused jungler who can provide a lot of map pressure in the early stages of the game. So yes, definitely a good ban. Ezreal is a very safe pick for the ADC. We've seen them in solo queue playing in the mid and top lane, as we have seen Tristana rising in terms of picks
Yep, we've
in the
been
mid and top.
seeing
So
some AD carries in the solo lanes in solo queue as well as in pro play. We'll
mhm,
see if we see any of that Tristana solo lane in this game. But
definitely.
does look
So
like
on
a
the
bike locked in from Portal Esports, and that has to be a support bike probably because solo lane bike was nerfed quite heavily a couple of patches
and
ago.
the jungle and the
Yeah,
jungle pike.
yeah.
So I'm sure about I'm 80% sure that Portal Esports are going to run Aatrox and Pike in the bot lane. I've seen them practice this for a while. Let's see if they're going to pull it off in the tournament in the hype game. So yes, that's
That
something
would
to
be
look
spicy.
forward to.
That would be very
Yes, and
spicy.
Zoe along with the Ezreal is picked when you are going for the poke and siege comp when you just stand near the enemy turret and you're just trying to poke them down, send them to base, take the tower, back off. That's when you don't want to fight, you just have to poke. It's really hard for other teams to contest objectives against a poke siege comp. And Sejuani was picked up again, provides a lot of beefy front line and also the pick potential.
And the
Ah,
Trundle
I
was
put
obviously locked in, and the answer to the Sejuani. We've
Definitely.
seen this matchup a lot of times, and the Trundle obviously steals your resistances when the Sejuani is in the aftershock when she procs it, so he becomes
Hmm.
really tanky.
Can work as a counter pick. Second banning phase, Kaisa and Vladimir are going to be taken away from the table. Kaisa, oh right, if Lanka Lions might not be aware that they're running the Aatrox and Pike bot lane, so they took away the Kaisa from here, and it's also a flex pick. The Aatrox can go top or mid lane, but I really doubt if Unknown GI is going to opt for Aatrox mid lane. He's more of a really a Kali type of player. So Poppy.
The Poppy is like a band that signals that they may be looking to pick up something like the Akali in
Hmm.
the mid lane here, because that is one of the bigger counter picks to Akali.
Definitely, and also Pike and Aatrox, as she denies every engage, every gap closure that the enemy team has. So it's definitely a very nice pick, very nice ban. Yasuo, we all know Unknown GI is famous Yasuo player, so it's going to be taken away as the last ban from Lanka Lions. So last pick of the game for Lanka Lions is going to be, let's say Temo. Nah,
Uh,
it's not
they're
going to
not
be as
that troll.
exciting.
They're not that troll.
Definitely a very common pick. Nautilus support. It's going to be locked in by Lanka Lions.
So pretty standard team comp from Lanka Lions. They have a lot of
Mhm.
poke and they have a lot of frontline with the Sion, Sejuani, and the Nautilus. All three of them are big tanks. Let's see what the last pick from Portal is.
So I've seen Lanka Lions play in the previous games. Zhao Raven has a play style that he just stays on the top lane like an island, and he hardly does anything on the map rather than dealing with the enemy top laner. So yes, it's more like four versus the other four, if you know what I mean. It's like they just leave the top laners alone, and yeah, that's his play style. So it's more on Ash and Nightmare to make those plays. Even the Phantom Charger, they look for the plays in the team, while Zhao Raven is just sitting on the top lane and doing uh, you know what he does best. On the other hand, Portal Esports, they Trundle on this sorry, and Ninja Way on this Trundle, he goes for he plays around the mid lane, unknown GI. So that's what I've seen, and they really like to get him rolling, so he can help the other lanes. And him sitting on the assassin, I believe it's going to be a camp in the mid and the top lane. So that should be his early game plan. But let's see how it goes.
Yep,
So we do
it'll
have a
be
rising.
interesting seeing the two different types of playstyles go head to head.
Hmm.
And as you were saying, it is a rise in the top lane into the Scion. Can be a late game monster, can be something that they can play around. But I guess we'll wait for the Spectre to delay and the loading screen, and we'll be back in about 4.5 minutes.
Perfectly fine with me. Hello, everyone. We are back again. So we are on the Rift, and there's going to be a traditional pause. It's more of a culture now.
Well, what can you say?
So
You can't really have
yes,
a game without a pause. It just doesn't feel right.
I've always talked about this, and I was talking to Bishi about this. Uh, it's when you give the option to pause, people tend to use more pause times. But when there's no option, and if you just go for the normal draft custom game, people don't use pause because they don't have the option to. So yes, they're forced to play with whatever they have, all the
Yeah,
lags and
but obviously
DCs.
that's like a bit unfair. I guess in like a tournament situation where you do have the availability of a pause, it's like you might as well use it.
Hmm.
But
But yeah,
obviously it
people are
does. It
people like most of the times people also abuse this facility. Some people just pause the games to just plan ahead, plan their next moves.
strategic
But
pauses.
yep, so we're gonna be fixing the scoreboard, and looks like it's just gonna be a normal fan around the entry points. It's not gonna be invade. Yes, but the Lanka Lions could look for an invade, but let's see how it's gonna go. They are grouping up in the mid lane where Anugia is alone. It can be a flash forward to hook, but looks like it's not gonna be any action in level one.
Looks like they were trying to go for the classic mid lane through the river bush invade.
Pretty standard keystones. Um, Phantom Charger is looking for a lot of burst on the Zoe with the electrocute, and the rest of them are pretty standard.
Yep, Flux would be proud. Both the bot laners are running teleport. I know he gets triggered off of that.
Actually, it's I've also mentioned this before. Like it's really useful to have a teleport on your bot laner. So yes, definitely, you'd be happy to
It
see
is
this because
useful,
he.
Frankie, but obviously, a lot of the times, like bot laners don't really know how to use teleport. It's
Hmm.
it's like a it's like a thing that it's like a similar thing to what happened when mages were popular in the bot lane.
Hmm.
AD carry players obviously have never played mages, so they just play like AD carries. They try to remain safe. They don't try to take advantage of their power spikes, etc. And similar thing with
Definitely.
teleport, they just don't really know how to use it.
Obviously, what adjusting to the meta and changing. That's what makes you a better player.
Yep,
So definitely, Pakistani ADC should be looking for that.
big
And
chunk in the
having
mid lane.
oh, Captain Ninja Way is looking for an invade.
Looks like he got a deep ward in on the blue.
Hmm. After his red, he was looking to steal that one, but um Ace Lord just started from blue side, so it's one buff denied. So Ninja Way is looking for the red buff. He's not gonna leave this guy alone today.
Yeah, he's gonna go straight from the blue buff invade into the red buff invade.
Trading happening in the mid lane. NOGI has the priority and a 1v1 in in the jungle. Ace Lord is forced to flash. Ninja Way flashes forward, gonna take easy 400 gold in his pocket, gonna base
And
with a
that was,
red
by the
buff.
way, the flash looked really weird there. That was a spectator bug. It's been happening in this patch.
Might have been, yeah. Really aggressive gameplay from Ninja Way here.
Yep,
Now he's gonna go back to his jungle. Hmm.
knowing that the Trundle with the pressed attack can really invade and take out the Sejuani early.
This is showing the experience he has in the jungle. Because if I was playing Trundle, I would definitely go for a level two gank after my first buff. But he chooses to put Ace Lord behind rather than ganking any lane.
Yep.
So definitely a wise decision there. Sujani is going to clear her bot side jungle. Ash might look for an engage here, but backs off without having proper jungle knowledge there.
A lot
A
of
lot of
trading
poke in the mid
happening.
lane.
Yeah.
Unknown GI is not having the best early game that he chooses. It's gonna be a stun on this Juwani, and she's running really low. Without the flash up, I think it's gonna be an easy kill for Ninja Way. They're looking for another one. Not enough CC for that one. They're just gonna back off. Ash looks for a hook, and it's not the best decision he made today, and goes to flash.
Really good counter gank from Ninjawe there to match this Sejuani in the bot lane. Now Ash doesn't have
Mhm.
flash.
This guy can be in trouble. It's gonna land the hook, but it's not gonna be enough as Ezreal is out of mana and having pretty less damage at level 1. Unknown, right, Yang Chichi lands a beautiful hook, but it's gonna cost Deft a flash. It looked really well for the bot lane of Portal Esports, but Nightmare and Ash were able to pull that off really well. As I was saying that Jay is not having the best laning phase, and then that's when he proved me wrong by going in. Deft is going to use teleport, but get back in the lane. So this is, this is what I was talking about. That's why you pick the teleport in the bot lane.
Yep.
And it's not because you have to join the fights on the other side of the map.
It's just for
It's
more
because
advantageous recalls and like quicker lane
definitely
resets.
better recalls. That's what you look for when you're in
Yep.
a lane that's very competitive. And to keep applying that pressure, you go for the teleport. You just
It looks like they are going to reset right after that teleport though, which is sort
yeah,
of
that's what I was
weird.
thinking. It's not the best way to use that teleport.
I just used that teleport to get 3 more minions.
hmm that is simply because they're not on the same page, and young Chi-Chi wanted to base because he was very low in terms of mana and HP. So that might have been a reason. So Mountain Drake is on the table. Looks like bot lane of bot lane of Port Lanka Lions is going to be taking some advantage and vision in the river.
Looks like
Oh no,
sixes have been hit in the
hook is
mid
not going
lane.
to land. Kali's going to get rooted. Ult's out. The Q misses. Everybody's flashing forward. It's like Flash Fiesta there, but Unknown GA is going to make it out alive.
That
But
was
this
two
this is going to take
flashes traded for one flash by unknown GI. 1v3. That was really well played by him.
definitely escaping that type of gank is really good. Unknown GI looks like he's in trouble, but he's just going to get away. Slippery Pike. But that allows them, river advantage. They're gonna gain some vision over the Drake. So this, so as I was saying in the Champions Select, there's not gonna be much action in the top lane as we can see in 7 minutes. There's no news what's happening in the top lane.
Yep, both
Standard
top
farm.
laners are happy to just farm and scale.
hmm
Both of them are gonna scale considerably well into the late game and in the mid game. So they're both happy just farming.
I would put my money on the Rice pick here. He's he's gonna deal a lot of damage. It's gonna be
Yep,
really
the
hard to
Rise is
deal with
obviously
him.
going to outscale the Sign eventually.
hmm Ninja is gonna apply that pressure once again with his
Looks like
flash
Ash
up.
is in trouble here.
Gets called in and he's gonna walk away without using. Oh, he doesn't have any flash here, so
It looks like
so
a...
he's
Oh,
gonna get poked again. Ignite was used, and a lot of damage from Aatrox is gonna pick up a kill on Ash. And so looks like 4 members of Portal Esports are on the red side of Lanka Lions jungle, and this is like
yep. It looks like they timed the respawn of the red buff really well. So this is obviously the second red buff. The first red buff was invaded on as well.
it's also called marking the territory. So
Yep.
this is ours now. You can see the wards, the amount of wards placed into the red side of Ace Lord. going to be really hard for him. It's going to force him to go on the top lane. A really good 1v1 breaks out, and Nightmare is going to pick up that kill. Sejuani is looking forward to gank in the top lane. Ult was used by the Cyan, and Misuga Kazama is going to escape that one easily. And Captain Ninja is going to answer that with a mountain break.
Yep, well played from Portal Esports. They answer the top lane gank with the objective on the bottom side.
You see how much they lose off of that. It's just a normal gank compared to a mountain drake, which is going to benefit them in the mid game, mid to late game.
This is what good teams do. They sort of they don't try to match the enemy team. They try to get advantages elsewhere on the map,
Hmm.
and specifically they understand power spikes and when they can actually match the enemy team.
That's what separates good from the best.
Yep.
Bot lane of Lanka Lions struggling against this double melee matchup. It's something I did not expect.
It's
YangTG
interesting
is going to be
because
locked down.
as we saw right there, that Nautilus can actually work really well into Pike, because because Pike has to charge up his hook, whereas Nautilus can instantly cast it.
Ah,
So that's sort of even like
this
a
is a
counter
1v2
matchup.
here, Pikachu, and
Yeah.
he's gonna be forced to flash. Mike with his ult, he's gonna move forward.
Oh, really nice stopwatch
Ooh.
there.
But it's not gonna be enough as the hook comes forward, and it's gonna be an easy kill for YangTG. Really well played there. Unknown GI comes to the rescue, stunning the Ace Lord, and he's gonna die. He's gonna die today. The second part of the ultimate was used, and it looks like Nightmare is gonna die to Deft here. Phantom Charger is gonna follow with two easy kills to pick up. Gonna ignite. Okay, he stunned one guy and ignited the other guy, but it's not gonna be enough.
Ooh, if that Q hit, that was a kill, but he didn't manage to hit it. Ninjawa is sitting in the lane here.
And Chi is still hovering around.
They did go for the early Herald there. I guess we didn't really see the Herald play because there was stuff happening on the bot lane, but in the meantime, uh, Ninja Waves was taking the Herald on the top side, and they used the Herald to get two turret plates onto the Rise.
See the amount of things he does for his team. You make a play, and Ninja Way is gonna answer that on the other side of the map. So that's something really good from this guy.
Yep. And now they have some top side priority they can use to get even more plates onto the Rise. We see the Pike roaming towards the top side as well.
The focus is shifted towards the top side now, and since it's gonna be three-man gang on the unknown GI, he's gonna be locked down. Flashed away. Young Chi was caught out, but this is easy to get away. A lot of TPs are being channeled. Phantom Charger is in trouble. Gonna play with his life here, and all the beefy champions of Lanka Lions are alive. It's not gonna be much as the carries were down. Nightmare has arrived, looking for a kill on the Aatrox.
Gonna be a ring
Knocked up.
gauge,
A
but
lot of
doesn't
healing
work
on this
around.
Aatrox, but he is eventually gonna
Insane
fall.
amounts of healing. But Jal Raven manages to kill the Trundle in his passive, so
Yes, faster.
that was
Oh, wow.
very well needed.
Okay, I would say it wasn't the best thing to happen, but it wasn't the
Oh,
worst.
the
either.
fight's not over yet.
It is not. A shutdown goes to Nightmare. It's good. It's gonna be really good for him. Now, MTG is gonna clean him up. Another.
And that is so much gold for Portal Esports there. They are insanely ahead right now.
Since Aslo died in the X, so Pike also got the goal. So it's a lot of. It's a win-win for them.
I know for the most part we've been seeing the game, and the game hasn't been insanely,
One-sided.
one-sided. But when you
Hmm.
take a look at the gold, they're 5k gold ahead at 14 minutes. That's sort of insane. You
That
you
is
sort of
insane.
don't expect with the map state and with how like they have 12 kills to 6, sure, but that's not something that you would expect this huge a goal lead to come out of.
That the I can think of only one reason for that. Since Ninja Way is applying a lot of pressure on the map, you can see from his early invades on the in the jungle of Ace Lord. So yes, so Lanka Lions are forced to answer those plays, the early aggression. So that's why there's going to be action and a lot of kills and a lot of gold being distributed. So this is the only reason that's happening. It's just one guy doing a lot of heavy lifting for Portal Esports.
We also see a lot of farm discrepancies in the jungle and the mid lane, so that's a lot of gold as
Again,
well.
again, I'll go back to the same thing. Just because of his applied pressure, he was able to deny a lot of CS to Ace Lord on this Sejuani. I mean, this is why Sejuani has fallen in terms of pick rate. What's going
We
to be a
see a
dive onto the
dive,
Phantom?
does manage to kill him, but
He gets away with
doesn't burn any summoners either, so it's an okay trade.
Portal Esports is grouping up in the bot side. It's going to be a 4 versus 3. It will be a 3 versus 3. How about that?
Oh, Phantom Charger is
Oh, you're low, mate. Go back.
that was really greedy from Phantom Charger there.
But they're looking to bring Ninja Way down. It's gonna be Nightmare who does that. Young Chichi is looking to get away.
We see two really greedy plays, one from Phantom Charger and then again from Ninjawe as well.
Hmm.
Overcommits a little bit.
Oh, looks like Def wants to fight here.
Oh, expends the
Flashes.
flash trying to get the Ezreal there.
He is. He has locked him down. The action happening on the bot and the mid.
They're turning it around considerably well there, and he is going to die. The kill
I
goes
mean,
over
there
to
was
the
always
Nautilus, but
Anuji has the ultimate. They're gonna pick Nightmare up. That's really well played by him. While I was looking at the bot side, what happened in the mid lane?
I have no idea what happened in the mid lane. There's action happening all over the map. The top lane turret fell, the mid lane was being pressured by the Akali, the second tier turret was being pressured. They're pressuring all lanes simultaneously there.
See, this is the thing, Bigger B. They let you out. They force you out of your comfort zone. You're not just gonna farm easily in this game, mate. If you're gonna be, you're gonna be on your toes. You have to make decisions, and this is what Portal Esports is showing.
And they're timing the buffs really well. We saw a like on spawn invade on of the red buff, and then as we just saw an on spawn invade on the blue buff.
Hmm. For an engage, stun is gonna land on Ash. He's gonna
Ash has
fall
no
really quickly.
flash.
Nightmare is poking, but it's not gonna be enough. And he's gonna get away with the Z. But eventually, Ezreal is gonna scale and do a lot of damage from far away.
So the comp from Lanka Lions here is generally like a poke comp, so they want a siege, but at this point they're so far behind that they can't really approach a turret and just try to sit at the turret, and a missed ultimate
Mhm.
there.
Stun is gonna land. Pike is asleep, but his top lane is gonna pick up a kill.
The collapse is happening from Portal Esports.
Force to flash away.
Ooh, that was really nice from Unknown GI. He used the first part of his ultimate to block the Cyan ultimate.
Oh, I kind of missed that. That was really well played then.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of players. I've seen a lot of players flash for like they flash forward into the Cyan, so his ultimate gets cancelled. But yeah, that's something. Def really overstepping there and pays with his life as Ace Lord is going to pick up second kill of the game.
Ooh,
A
Ooh,
lot of damage
everyone
from
is
the
at.
rise. Oh my god.
Ooh, that was so close to being a triple for the Rise there.
And this is what happens when you leave a rise to just farm in the top lane.
And the Rise has quietly become the most fed member on Portal Esports here. 404 with 155 CS. He's already got the Seraph's Embrace completed, and he has his Morelnomicon on the way.
Hmm. I'd like to see how bot lane of Portal Esports plays out the mid to late game if we see the late game. But Portal Esports is known for using a lot of non-traditional picks in the bot side. We've seen Morgana Pike in the bot lane in Indian tournament.
But this is the meta for it, right? We've been
Mhm.
seeing non-traditional bot lanes in pretty much all level of play. Even at the very highest levels of professional play, we've seen non-traditional bot lanes work really well.
Definitely. Um, about me, I'd like to see a Yasuo Sejuani in the bot lane someday in this tournament. We have a lot of Yasuo players here. Anon GI himself is a very good Yasuo player,
Thing
so
is, we
might
have a
see.
lot of Yasuo players, but I don't know how many good Yasuo players we have, as we do see a
Actually, that's
fight here.
true. So Unknown GI is gonna be blocked by 4 members. He's gonna get away using the shroud there, and it's a huge fight. And Unknown GI just came back and uses the flash to get away. Yasuga Kazama being unstoppable.
On the back line in
And
CG.
it's not enough damage to clean, for Pike to clean all that up. Unknown GI is still there. Nightmare is hesitating to join the fight there. They have to shut that
Ooh,
Suga
that was
down.
such a clutch kill by the Ezreal there. Barely clips him at the edge there, and PnX Lanka Lions actually win that fight. It
Hmm.
was an overall 3 for 4 in favor of Lanka Lions there.
As I said, Ezreal is gonna get ahead someday. So Unknown GI doesn't have flash. He used everything in that fight.
But honestly, at this point with the 10k gold lead, it was more, I think, PNX just being in a bad position and sort of getting overconfident.
Lanka line. Oh, Portal Esports, you meant.
Yeah, Portal
Mhm.
Esports.
So yeah, with that gold lead, you can do stuff. But again, uh, see, everybody throws the games. It's even in the professional
And
play, they
looks
throw
like
the
with
games.
the 2 mountain drakes that Portal has secured, they're just going to burn through this Baron. It's already at 50% HP.
With the double mountains, it's gonna be an easy Baron for them.
Yeah.
Ace Lord is hovering around looking for that steal. It's not gonna happen today.
That was actually a miss smite. We see a lot of missing pings on that.
Another Q is gonna take that kill for Nightmare. They're looking to engage, and this is the right time to punish them. The Portal Esports and Ninja Way is looking for a return kill
So Johnny actually uses the ultimate there.
to stop him down, and it will be an easy kill for both of them. Isuga Kazama is looking to answer that one. But I think it's not the wisest decision he has made today. Will be forced to back off.
Yazuka Kazama does have ultimate, so he can use it to get out, as we saw right there. Oh, but he teleports right into the Ezreal. He's gonna. Oh.
Ooh. Unknown GI comes to the rescue, and it's going to be an easy kill for Kazama, who was in trouble a seconds ago.
Now it looks like the Akali is hunting down members who have not managed to recall yet.
I mean, this is what I was saying. They will never let you breathe. They constantly apply pressure, even if it's just one member of Portal Esports. So you constantly see the enemy teams running away. You know, they're forced to make mistakes. They're forced to make decisions. That's what Portal does.
Yep. And at this point, honestly, I'd call the game over. We have an 11k advantage, and now it's just a matter of how quickly can Portal convert
Close
this
up.
lead into this Nexus. It looks like they're going to split the map.
Yep, and cool. TP will be up soon on Deft, so this allows him to go in the side lane, pick up that CS. So only Rise has the Baron buff, I believe.
Oh yeah, actually a lot of them
Grouping.
died. I didn't realize that.
Everybody's grouping up on the bot side.
That one pink ward from PnX Lanka Alliance has managed to stay alive in the jungle.
Okay, Deft goes unpunished, but again, he will be punished. There's a lot of damage from Blanca Alliance. NLGI is looking to punish that back line. A lot of things happening.
A really messy fight all over the place, but at the end of the day, it does look like that Portal Esports is going to be able to take the team fight.
That was
And
a
the Young
really
Chichi
good.
gets a triple kill
Mhm.
on the bike. And at this point, that was actually like a really bad positioning from Portal Esports, but at this point, their goal lead is so big that it doesn't really matter even if they miss position.
True. But again, it was a really good fight from Lanka Lions, but again, due to the gold difference, it was not the best game they had. But again, we have another chance. Something we learned from Team Roti's then in Indian tournament that can always come back.
Ooh, one auto. One auto on the Nexus. Come on, someone go for it. Oh, they managed to
No,
actually hold it.
no, BRB,
Oh.
it's the game of the KDA now.
Oh, that was so
Gotta get
sad. That was so
gotta get
sad.
those numbers up.
F's in chat. Ninja is going to go for this Cloud Drake. At this point, this is just a consolation prize.
Definitely. The double the double cloud drake, it's really beneficial for any team who picks them up because it allows you to, rotate really fast, go for the engages, and it, it really helps a lot. But in my solo queue games, it's like the no, it's like it doesn't mean anything. Whenever I ping the cloud drake, they go like, forget it. We'll go for
Well,
the infernal.
Drakes generally in solo queue don't really mean anything. Most people don't even care about Drakes for some reason. I don't know. Until you get to like really high elo.
No, but if you see the infernal drake, they'll die for it. They
Yeah,
will
that's
die for
true.
it.
That's true. So for some reason, the Infernal Drake is like etched into the minds of people that
Hmm.
this is do or
It's
die.
greater than the baron.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of supports who have no damage. What like there's no damage on them. They just flash into five people trying to steal that infernal drake. Like what the hell were you thinking, mate?
We see a Death
Oh, it's
Bush
gonna be
here.
it's a fanatic death bush.
Oh, they're all gonna TP in with the
Oh,
Rise
that's
ultimate.
someone clip
Oh.
this.
A stylish end from Portal
Stylish and
Esports.
definitely style 100 style points goes to Portal Esports for this game one of quarterfinals. Please stay tuned. We'll be back for game two in no time.
Let's have a look at the damage shots just for a second here. Oh, it does look
Hmm.
like the Rise did the most damage. Like I
Hmm.
said, the Rise got just quietly fed in the top lane, and you didn't really
Definitely.
see
And
him much, but he just farmed up and got
the
really
only
fed.
person I'm the only person I'm disappointed from is Zoe. Not a lot of damage there,
Yep,
but again,
and
there's
got caught a couple of times in bad
mhm,
positions.
and making mistakes, and greed got him. In
Yep.
other words, okay, I'm making the game.
Well,
We'll be back. Yeah.
yeah, we'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes for the next game.
Strong in every step, give me a sign, hitting the mark, take to the sky, chasing the stars, open your eyes, watching afar, waiting to fly, this is the start, hide and seek, show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light. Light me up and make me feel alright. 'Cause baby, we are always shining bright. Take me home tonight. I just wanna show you the true light.
No. Hello everyone, we're live with game 2
Oh,
of Portal versus Lanka Lions. Portal won the first game in like a really decisive fashion. Frankie, what did you think about this game, that game, and what do you think Lanka Lions will have to do to try and come back?
it's just, they have to make quicker decisions than they did in the last game. Deal with the pressure that Ninja gives in the early game. Deny him with the picks uh, that he can't apply a lot of pressure in the early game, and that's the only way they can, try and come back in the series. Sejuani pick, I'm not quite sure. It's really good. It's really good on the paper, but when it comes to execution, a lot of people cannot. Uh, Play that Sejuani pick because if anyone's providing early pressure, it's a bad day for Sejuani. So yeah, so we are on in the champion selection for the game two. Game one was won, as Bigger said, for by Portal Esports. The first ban coming in from Young Chi Chi. They're on the blue side this game, and which will swap if we go to game three. Looks like there's gonna be no ban or Cyan. The last second ban. They're gonna take that away from Zhao Raven, and he has played Cyan in about 3 to 4 games of this tournament. So yes, pretty standard pick from Lanka Lions. It's gonna be Aurelia for unknown GI.
We did see the Sion in the previous game, but obviously it didn't have too much of an impact. So it's interesting to see that they do take it out here.
Bigger B, if you remember the last fight where there were three beefy champions of Lanka Lions in front, and it was really hard for unknown GI and Isuga to punish the back line and get them. So that's the only reason they wanted to take away that one champion that can be really tanky.
That's true. It looks like we're also getting the Mordekaiser ban here.
Hmm. Darius. Oh, this time, okay. I got things wrong. But again, same ban. It's a respect ban for Isuga Kazama, and it's. But yeah, we were in a game and we were looking to ban this Darius, and it was like, it's he. You can kite him easily. So I believe in the competitive scene, he's overrated.
He is, but obviously you can't underestimate comfort picks in this sort of tournament, in this sort of pressure matches.
Hmm.
And obviously
Yeah,
Darius is like a really big comfort pick for a lot of top laners, especially in Pakistan.
but I mean, we lost the game after saying this, so it did backfire.
Yeah. But
So yeah, another pick was it was the same band from Lanka Lions, but a new band coming from Portal Esports is going to be Malzahar.
it
Yes,
does look like the
definitely.
Akali got picked up here without the Poppy ban this time around. So we'll see if Lanka Lions have something prepared for this Akali, some sort of a counter. Poppy is
I
one of
highly doubt it.
those. Poppy is one of those
Mhm.
that is like the known counters, but let's see what they do. It
See,
does look
this is
like they are
that.
going for the safe picks again.
It's not going to be fancy bot laners this time, but it
Actually, we
can
don't
be.
know that Tristana can
Mhm.
be like a solo lane
Yes,
Tristana.
definitely. Kazama can play her in the top lane. It is a possibility. I'll be really excited if I see that happening. Portal, if you can hear me, please go for that. Just on a top lane. Lee Sin, an exciting pick in this tournament. See, no Pakistani players even dare to touch the Lee Sin pick for some reason. They just say, I've asked a lot of junglers, they say because of the high ping, it makes it really hard to play the champion. But
Yeah, it
uh,
does sort of hinder some of the
mhm.
things that you can do on the champion. Stuff like the flash alt combo gets much harder to do on hyping. And this looks like the
Hmm.
Y lock-in. That's interesting.
Ninja Wave was outside Pakistan, so he used to get a lot less ping compared to the Pakistani players. But this time, when this match is happening, he is in Pakistan, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So, but he's still, going to opt for that Lee Sin, and I'm really looking forward to those insect kicks. Really a fan of Lee Sin here, just because there are so many possibilities on this champion.
Tala is saying that he did pick Lee Sin in tourney. Frankie, you have wrong
Oh, my
information.
bad. Not wrong information. I might have joined after that because since I have joined, Tala has never played a tournament. So I'm not sure about that. Uh,
Yasuo ban. So they may be expecting a Yasuo bot lane or even a Yasuo mid.
uh, I believe that's because they might have. Uh, See, Akali can be a flex pick, right? So we have seen Akali in the top lane when she was really strong. So that's why they ban Yasuo because unknown GI is a very comfortable player on Yasuo. So yeah, that might be the reason. And Yumi Yasuo, we both know we played it, we tried, we failed, but again, it's Portly Esports. They can execute that one. Nautilus was
Looks
taken
like a
away.
Braum.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be Braum Ezreal bot lane, really safe lane.
It's a
Coming
nice
out
duo.
from,
Yes,
yep, Lanka Lions. Let's see what.
I think
Uh, and it is going to be a solo lane Tristana with the Caitlyn lock in.
definitely. Thank you, Portly Esports. This is going to be a nice game to cast. I want to see how solo lane Tristana works out. I believe Unknown GI is going to play that. I doubt it. I think it's going to be Yasuo Kazama in the top lane that plays the Tristana. Why do you think Tristana is has is moved? I've seen Honser playing her, but I really don't know the reason why they pick her in the solo lane.
So, the change that happened to Tristana was that they increased her W damage. And that's like a really weird thing, but what it made is that it gave her like an early game all-in potential
Hmm.
where she could just go all in at level 6 or something, use her W offensively and then use her ultimate to have like a really good all in where she can out damage and trade up on most champions in the solo lanes. And obviously, Tristana is like really safe. Because she has that W that she can use to escape. So the traditional issue with the marksmen in the solo lanes is because they don't have a lot of sustain, they don't have a lot of HP, and
Hmm.
they don't have a lot of mobility to survive in the long lanes without the support being with them.
Hmm.
Um, but Tristana doesn't have a lot of those problems because obviously she has a W to escape. So yeah, she
So,
has
so,
been.
so we can bring that down to high mobility, a lot of poke in the laning phase because of her range, and a lot of damage, as we all know. And she's also a very good tower killer. So
Yep.
yes, those might be the reasons she is
And
being
obviously,
selected.
once you have like two AD carries on a team comp, like this team comp that Portal is running right now, the late game is absolutely insane.
It
Because you
is,
have two
but
people building pure damage.
instead of a pike, I would say Braum would be a better choice here for Portal Esports.
I'd agree with you, but obviously the Braum had been picked before, so
Like you can say it might have been a drafting error there.
yeah, it may be. But the
No,
Pike
say,
did
say
have
what. Hmm.
some pretty good success in the previous game, so I guess they want to just roll it back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I
Wait.
guess we'll. What? Were you saying something, Frankie?
Yes, Yasuo Kazama has that bike. He is not swapped.
Oh, wait. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
and Unknown GI, who was Pike in the previous game, is on Akali. So I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know
So
how.
they're just trolling right now, I guess.
I really don't know what's going on. And Ash,
Hmm.
who's a support, is on Ezreal. There's some error. I'm sure there's some error. What's
Hmm.
happening? Let me check.
I mean, I guess if there was an error, we'd get uh, a leave in the jump select, but the jump select did go through, and the game should have
Yep.
already begun by now. Oh, the jump select did get remake. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So looks like must have had some sort of client issues or something.
Definitely, because there's no way you can do that. Oh, I don't remember that tournament except that I won.
Frankie with a subtle boast.
Okay, let's see what's happening. Yep, the lobby was remade. You're gonna get back in. Let's see what's happening. I'll invite you.
Okay, so we can start with the same picks, I guess. Uh,
Okay. It looks like they want to change their last pick.
for some reason my invite didn't work. I guess the lobby was full.
But you are inside.
Wait, am I?
Yes.
Oh wait, yeah, I am. What the f? This glide is amazing, by the way.
Right, so it was. That's the only achievement I have in Pakistani League of Legends scene. So Zahir, yes. Anyways, we are back into the champion selection. So it's gonna be same picks and bans, apart from the pike pick from Portal Esports, because they wanted to pick something else. Uh, they're saying that client bugged.
The weak fear the
So in this
shadows.
case, I had to take confirmation from Lanka Lions, and they agreed that they can change the last pick. It was
So
Blitz they wanted to
the
play, so
the last pick was what from them? I'm trying to remember.
it was Pike.
Oh,
They
all
wanted to play
right, yeah, yeah,
Blitz.
yeah. Okay.
It might have been an error while picking, but I don't see how they can select out of every champion. They can select Pike, and then when it was
Well,
supposed to be a
well,
Blitz.
Frankie, don't say this client is absolutely amazing. Don't worry about that. It'll do amazing things.
No, like, let's say you're playing jungle, okay, and you picked you picked Zillion. I would say okay, well, that's a wrong pick. But if you picked, let's say Anunu, and say I was gonna play why, so, I would think about it. So never mind. The other team did agree, so yes, we're gonna move forward. Change the last pick, but I'm still excited about the Lee Sin and the Tristana solo lane. So yes, definitely. And we have 14 viewers.
Yep, we had
Or it was
many more viewers.
we have confirmation. It was a random pick.
Yeah.
The last one. So yep, that was my bad. Never mind. Yeah, what were you saying? Bigger B.
I actually don't know what I was saying. I lost my train of thought.
We were talking about the viewers. Yesterday we
Yeah.
brought.
No,
Yesterday we had
actually, we
two.
had we had about like 22 viewers about an hour ago, for the first game. So I guess the viewers will climb back up as we get into the
Mhm.
game, because it gets a bit boring just sitting here.
So yesterday we had two female casters, and the viewers reached up to 25. That was the highest we have had since the tournament started.
Well, your game came pretty close, Frankie. The game you were playing in earlier today, that came to I think about 24 viewers. The
Right.
second game.
Hmm. Okay. See, the thing is about Portal games, they're a very strong team, right? So a lot of people go like, right, do I watch their game? Ah, they're gonna win anyways.
Yeah,
That's what happens.
yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but since they're playing against a very good Sri Lankan team, I believe that's why we have 14 viewers now. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Also, we get to see Lee Sen and the Tristana solo lane. Also, the Blitzcrank. So, since the changes were made on the Blitzcrank and he removes all the shields, and I don't see any shield on Lanka lines here.
Well, there is
What do you
like the
think?
Y and the Rise shield, but yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't really. There's the shield breaking is probably not the reason that they're picking Blitzcrank here.
Hmm.
Um the reason to pick Blitzcrank is to build like a big style comp around him, and with Tristana and Caitlyn in the comp, it sort of works good as long as you can land your hooks, unlike me.
No, you did land your hooks, Bigger B. That was a very good laning phase. But I cannot say the same about your ADC, who was not following up on your hooks. After watching your game, I went in my solo queue game and I tried Blitzcrank. Definitely a good pick nowadays.
Yeah, Blitz
And
is pretty
Mhm.
pretty good right now.
I've seen a lot of videos, and one coach was saying that Blitzcrank can be played full AP now. The only reason that people stopped playing AP Blitzcrank in the bot lane, that was because a lot of shield champions like Lulu, Jana were countering him. But now he can remove the shield, so it's really playable and it's really strong now. With So you can try with Luden's Echo and many AP items, and it's still great.
That's interesting.
That's up.
That might be
Yep,
something that I have to try and solo queue and troll my ADC
definitely,
with.
definitely pick up those 10 kills and make him quit. But again, so both the ADC, they have two ADCs on the side of Portal Esports, and they are playing on the blue side now. And that was answered by Lanka Lions with the Brom, as he blocks a lot of auto attacks, as well as the Malphite is going to be really tanky and hard for them to deal with.
Yeah, we've been talking about the Blitz pick, but we didn't touch on the Malphite pick. The Malphite also got a bunch of changes in a patch ago, and he's been seeing a lot of popularity as well. I believe he's also seen play in like the LEC and in the top leagues.
Hmm. Oh, the only game of Malphite I remember was Impact playing top lane against a lot of AD picks. So yeah. So Phantom Charger. did pick up Rise, taking him away from Yasuga, who's sitting on a Kali now. And uh, let's see how this goes. Nightmare is gonna be. He played really well Ezreal last game, so I'm expecting the same level of performance. And Ezreal is a very good pick against the Blitzcrank because
Yep,
of the
you
hook. You
can
can always
buffer
rely on
your
it.
E to dodge the hook as well as just dodge it straight up with your Arcane Shift.
So, Bigger B, correct me. What's happening? So, unknown GI is on Caitlyn with heal, so that gives me a signal that he's going to be in the bot side with young Chi.
Yeah, you're right. It does look like he is going to be in lane. Caitlyn Blitz is like one of those combos that can work together really nicely
Hmm.
because a Blitz
For
hook
traps,
landing, yeah, means that you get a guaranteed trap, and into
it
that you
just
can.
works the same way as Morgana Caitlyn.
Yeah, it works a bit similar to that, but obviously the Blitz also pulls the other person in, so it's a bit more all in.
Hmm. But I see a lot of blades going for E first, then they AQ him if they were to use a flash or any ability, a dash or anything. So yeah, for in the case of
Yeah, in
Ezreal,
like
if mhm,
yeah, especially in the case of like high mobility champions like Ezreal, you because generally Blitz has a lot of movement speed. He rushes the Moby boots usually, so you can just usually run in and E them first, and then try to land
yeah.
your hook either predictively to try
Hmm.
and predict the E or the flash from the Ezreal or whatever champion you're trying to do, or you can try to just land a point blank hook for just the layering of the CC.
Also, that is a reason for a lot of players opting for Righteous Glory. And I've also seen, like, I was playing Blitzcrank last night, and all I had to do was just walk up to the enemy and just E them. I didn't even, there was no need for a Q. There was no need for hooks to land. And my team was able to follow. And we picked a lot of kills just using E and R, silence them, So it's a really good pick. A lot of people make that mistake where you just rely on the hooks, and when they don't land, you either you're tilted or people blame you for being a bad support. That's not the case. Hooks don't make a good support. But again, we are back in on the Summoner's Rift for game two, and it looks like it's going to be a pause. It's more of how we go, how we start things off these days.
That looks like a quick pause. We are back into it,
Hmm. I
and I
believe
guess
they were
I'll
just
wait.
arranging.
I guess I'll
They were just. Mhm.
wait to see where all the lanes are going before actually putting them in there.
Yeah, I believe they did decide themselves where they're going. But I'm sure unknown GA is going to be both side. All right, this is going to be a one level one fuck fiesta. Sorry for the word there.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Right, flash
Oh,
forward.
hook
Nightmare
lands.
gets in, flashes out, and Lee Sin Q first blood for Yasuga Kazama.
A lot of missing things coming in.
That was nice. So everybody, all right, look at that. Look at the mini map. Everybody came. They met in the bot side. They were like, "Hello, how are you guys?" Everybody's spamming F in the.
Minions
That
have
was
the
nice,
spawned.
guys.
the
You just
team
made my
chat
day. Thank
is
you for doing
yeah.
that.
Everyone spammed the F in team chat.
Yeah.
In all chat, I mean, not in team chat.
Mhm. He died but got a potion. Yes, you gotta get them klepto stacks running before the game starts.
So it does look like that the Caitlyn is going to be in the bot lane with the Blitzcrank, and we are going to see the Tristana actually go into the
Hmm.
mid lane.
Hmm. I know GI being a very like a successful mid laner, and seeing him on the ADC role is gonna be exciting. I really want to see how he plays that role. Looks like Lee Sin could have gone for the level two uh, gank there in the bot side, but no. Again, he's gonna force
Boom,
Ace Lord. They're gonna keep him on his toes and invade his blue buff.
boom.
So Deft is gonna have a priority because of the pick he has, right? So he can follow Lee Sin faster than
And this is
Like
the all-in that I was talking about
we were
earlier,
talking
the
about.
level 2 all-in, as well as this is like really powerful at level 6 as well.
Level 2 all-ins. I learned this by losing a Tristana game. Losing two at
We see all lanes from Portal Esports actually trading aggressively.
they won a game, so they have a breathing room, so they can make mistakes, come back from them, and they also have more experience here. So yeah. So from what I know, Ash, who's playing Braum at the moment, was a mid laner for Lanka Alliance for a long time, and he's a really well-known player in the South Asian community. Looks like it's gonna be all right. It's gonna recall a lot of trading happening at the bot side and mid.
Oh, Anunjia is gonna take a tower
Oh,
shot.
it's not the best trade for unknown GI there. Lee Sin and Y walking towards the bot side. Young Chi Chi is in trouble. Pokes the Y. And it's
Oh,
oh, nice
that
kill for unknown
sucked.
GI.
That
That kill
sucked.
was that kill belongs to Ninja Way, but unknown GI was able to go for that auto attack at the right time. Deft is around the tri bush there, waiting for the dive. Looks like it's not gonna be. They're just gonna call it off now.
And that was a really well placed trap as well as a hook
Oh no,
from the
it's
bot
gonna be a
lane.
4 versus 2. Teleport being channeled by Rise onto the bot lane. And but Rise is in the wrong spot there. Sana jumps in, but they're just gonna go for the Caitlyn there. Easy kill for them. Red buff transferred.
Wait,
No,
oh,
right
he
now.
almost lived there.
Right.
I was like holding my breath there. Is he gonna
Same
live?
here. Exactly. I was like, okay. But every time I try to comment on NNGI, he does something, that I just have to wait and take my words back. Last time when I was like, he's gonna die, he made a wrong move, but he made it out alive in those three members. But again, but he did die, and there was a kill for Nightmare. It was a good play by Portal Esports. Constant ganking from Ninja Way, really using that Lee Sin pick in the early game
All of
compared to the level.
Portal's picks are geared towards more to the early game, but they also have like a really good late game.
The Destrana, yep, and the Akali. Lee Sin kind of falls off. This is a common view that Lee Sin really falls off in the late game. But no, if you know how to play the champion, you can do a lot with that. With the Lee Sin.
You become more of like a utility type pick than like the
hmm
damage pick because your damage sort of falls off. I guess that's more fair to say.
I mean, it does, but if you have use the champion really efficiently in the early game, you will have that damage, and the
Yeah.
enemies will be behind. Yeah, so he will he will be able to kill the Y1v1. I'm sure about that if he has the right items. But then again, in solo queue we go for damage items. I believe that's not going to be the case in this game.
Teleport was used by the Malphite towards the top side.
So all the teleports are on cooldown. GT is looking for a hook, and it did go through. Nightmare did not time that really well with his E. Good trade for Unknown GI and Yang Chishi in the bot side. Infernal Drake is on the line, and Ace Lord is gonna gank bot side. Yang Chichi is not aware of this.
He takes two tower shots. This is going to be his death. Oh, no, he flashes
He used
out.
the aftershock. He used the aftershock to get away. He had that, and Captain Ninja Way is gonna be where you think you're gonna gank. Deft follows.
Really good rotations from Portal Esports here. They're always first to the play. And even when they're not first to the play, they're like they make really good reactive rotations as well. It looks like this dragon is being taken. It is an infernal, so that is going to be a really big boost for them. There's that Infernal going down. And Portal Esports already has like a 3k goal lead at 7.5 minutes, which is sort of insane. Most of that came from that bot lane play. Looks like I've lost Frankie here. F's in chat for Frankie. Is our Raven trying to set up a freeze? In the top side. And Ninjawa is going to be able to steal away that blue buff. He is level 6 to the level 5 of Ace Lord, so Y really does not want to fight that.
Looks like my internet is off.
Oh, you're back. I can hear you now.
It's my data on my phone. So
Oh,
my internet is
okay.
off, but I can still watch it. What did I miss, basically?
Nothing much, honestly. Just a blue invade. Ninjawa managed to steal away the blue. And,
That's what he does every game.
yep.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
We see both the junglers hit level 6 and now they're looking for a play towards the bot side.
There's a lot of action in the bot lane. 3 versus 2 and Def follows again. It's gonna be a lot of damage from Podo's ADCs. Brilliant Def picks up kill on Ace Lord. Nightmare and Ash are running for their lives.
Oh, nice flash Q from Ninjawa there. He might actually live this.
My body, but my mind.
Ooh, he is going to die.
But
And
again,
giveaway
no
shutdown.
problem there. It was a nice Q. You deserve that. A minor setback, as Ninja Levin said. William Def is on a killing spree. A lot of kills
Oh,
picked up in this
that
bot
trap
side.
was. But that was that was that was over aggressive.
He did pick up double kill on that. My internet is up. I'll be joining you from my PC once again.
Okay. That dive was mostly just Portal showing off.
Yep, I'm back.
Does look like the Lanka Lions have a lot of vision towards this top side, but Ninjawa is going to go for an invade anyway, as the Akali had moved from the mid lane.
Please
This is
keep in
not
mind,
going to be.
this is not looking good for Ace Lord. He did use flash, but was not enough to make it out alive. His jungle is compromised in both the sides. It's really hard for him to pick up any CS, but he
It's
still
honestly
manages to
not
keep
even
it.
his jungle anymore.
Mhm.
It's Ninjawa's jungle.
And Failure Deft is showing really good performance on this Tristana mid lane pick. But again, as Rise comes online, it's going to be really hard for him to deal with him, to deal with Wise.
Honestly, I think Tristana doesn't scale too bad compared to the Rise, because she scales quite heavily into the late game as well.
She
And
does, but the burst.
yeah, that's true, but a good Tristana will obviously like keep Rise at a distance where he won't be able to actually put down much damage. But we do see a fight in the bot
Protecting
lane
Ace
here.
from Ash. It's going to be a lot of CC. for the unknown GI. Nightmare is gonna pick up a kill. That's a wrong side, but he's gonna make it out alive. Oh, the
The
last
last
minion
minion
auto.
auto.
Yeah, yep. I was like, that's the wrong side of the map, TG. But again, he had something in mind, but didn't work out for him. But again,
But again, we see the exact same thing as we saw at the previous game, where even though they were making a play on the bot side, and Phantom Chargers is gonna get destroyed. As I was saying, even though they're making a play on the bot side, we saw that Portal gets something on the top side. They get the Herald and they manage to take the
wait,
mid tower.
was that Malphite ult?
Yep, that was Malphite ult used.
As Tristana W'd in onto the Malphite, he instantly ulted him and said, "Hey, I'm not Rise. Okay, I come from top lane." Nightmare is in trouble. Triple
That's a
kill
triple kill for
for
Yasuo
Kazama,
Kazama.
and the top lane Titans joined that fight and picked up kills. Can't say the same about Malphite there. And a huge lead was picked up by Portal Esports, the Dragon, the First Blood, and a lot of plates with a lot of kills. And again, this game looks like it's over here. What do you say, Bigger B here?
Well, it is still the early game, but we will have to see how the team fights play out. But it does look like it's pretty over. Um, Portal managed to get 9 out of all the plates. In fact, the Tristana may actually finish up the last plate here as well. Yeah, looks like they got all 15 plates there. That's actually huge.
You can see the numbers on the top. Definitely, they're huge. And I mean, this is the window they have to come back in the game, like Alliance. Otherwise, it's game over for them.
Well, honestly, you're right that there is like a mid-game trough for Portal Esports Comp where like both Tristana and Caitlyn are on their one item and they're waiting for their 100% crit chance power spike on the 3 items. There's that mid-game power trough, but Portal are just so far ahead that I don't think it actually matters anymore. And they're just sitting on a pink
Still,
ward.
it's gonna be a three-man death push. Malphite is walking there. It's gonna be a great ult. Right, I don't know what happened there, but Portal Esports is running away.
Oh, maybe they're not. No, they re-engage.
Because they were waiting for the right moment to go back in. Isugama was taking a lot of damage from Ezreal, and he's gonna pick
That
Kazama
is a
up.
big
And
shutdown, 850 gold.
really good for Ezreal to come back in this game.
That was sort of a weird position to stand in because they didn't have vision over the wall and they were standing on a pink ward that was on the blue side of that wall. They didn't have the vision of the whole Lanka Lions team to actually see that they were just coming
They
in
didn't
all
see the
5
Malphite,
together. Yep.
but Tristana is huge.
Yeah, Tristana is generally in the solo lane. I've seen that they go for this Blade of the Ruin King build, which doesn't have as much of a mid-game like power trough as the full crit build does.
And the GI is in trouble as two members of Black Alliance is chasing him. He's gonna land a lot of damage. Raven was quite sure that Nightmare is gonna pick up a kill, but upon seeing Unknown GI dealing a lot of damage to Nightmare, he had to come back and make sure that he's dead. Death walking once again. Red buff was gonna pick it up, but he goes golden. Flashes
Oh,
away. Man, that was nice.
slightly mistimed on that Blitz ultimate from Yang Chi, otherwise he would have taken him down. But he manages to flash out.
Or if he was walking, if he was standing between the Braum and the tower, he could have picked him up, even after the flash.
Yep.
But if you're on the side of Lanka Lions, what would you do, Bigger B? What would your call be?
Honestly, I think the early game went so bad for them that now it's sort of just about hugging your inhibitor turrets and trying to punish our aggression from Portal's side. But a lot of what Lanka Lions needed to do was in the early game, which they didn't manage to do. They are all grouped as five here. They are going to find a pick onto Young Chi Chi and another one onto Tristana. Oh, the Malphite ult misses unfortunately.
Ooh,
Oh, Failure Deft
that was a
manages
great.
to. And Yasuo Kodama comes in for the cleanup.
There was a fight played by Deft, 1 versus 4. Great play there. Lanka Lions are trying their best to stay in the series. They're gonna have to try a little harder than that in deal with this Tristana and the Akali, who's getting bigger and bigger as we speak. So Captain Ninja has done his job of early game, and he's just chilling, picking up drakes,
Yep,
the
and the
uncontested
two
drakes.
Infernal Drakes just means that it's going to be even harder for them to try and mount a comeback.
Ooh. See,
Chowder
when your
just.
ADCs, yeah, when your ADCs melt Malphite, the game is over.
Yep. He just steps on a trap and just gets chain CC'd from there.
This is like it reminds me when when a younger brother fights and he brings the older brother and then he gets wrecked. You get the point here. So when the tanks of your team are getting wrecked there, they melted so quickly by the Tristana, the fed Tristana. There's not much you can do.
That's true. And the Tristana is built for like a more tank multi sort of build as well with
Mhm.
the Blade of the Ruin King.
The only way I see them surviving this game was if Malphite had Thornmail by now. But it's really hard to get it when when you're not winning the lane and the jungle focus is on the bot side, when it is forced by the enemy jungler on the bot side.
Malphite didn't even try to prioritize armor this game. He prioritized magic resist. Oh, he just barely lives. I'm not sure what this decision was to go for the. I believe that item is
Abyssal
called
Mask.
the Abyssal
Abyssal
Mask. Yeah,
Mask. Mm.
I'm not sure if that was a good decision or not. It may have been better to go for the Frozen Fist or whatever it's called. I always get these names confused.
Oh, it's the Iceborne Gauntlet.
The Iceborne Gauntlet. Yeah, always call it the Frozen Fist. Oh, a hook
Ooh,
lance.
but Ninja gets hooked, a kick, and a Q. My
Ninja
body, but my
goes.
mind goes golden.
Ooh, big
Okay,
three-man
it's
ultimate.
a first engage, definitely. Let's disengage Earl from the Braum.
But it's honestly too late right now. It's just Portal is just way too fed right now.
So, see, both the games I've seen Lanka Lions make really good engages, but then after a while, after it's all messy, after all the FPS drops, I see. Okay, wait, wait. Okay, that's the friendly time. That's the friendly moment. Happy Friendship Day to all of you watching. A bit of entertainment in between the serious games.
Oh, Rise Ultimate coming through.
Trying his best to come back in the game. Locks in young Chi Chi. He's gonna die to this nightmare.
Ooh, two
Two flashes.
flashes.
Zama, and he still has nothing. Okay, he's gonna die. So he has given the second shutdown in this game.
Oh, Ash face checks. And failure deft
So,
is
so Bigger B, it's wave after wave, right? So that was the wave of Lanka Lions. Now this is the wave of Portal Esports, where Lee Sin and Deft just jumped in, killed everyone, and now they're gonna pick up this inhibitor.
Portal Esports has been like playing really well. I wouldn't say disrespectfully. They've just been playing really aggressively.
Hmm.
So they've been making a lot of mistakes that you wouldn't expect from them. But obviously, Lanka Lions are so far behind that even with those mistakes, it doesn't really matter too much in the overall picture of the
No,
game.
I wouldn't say disrespectfully. I'm like I saw Ninja Way giving his 100% there. So yeah, there was only one moment, but that was a guaranteed kill. Oh, it's gonna be an engage onto the Caitlyn. She's gonna flash away, dodging the Ezreal ultimate. Kazama joins the rescue, and Nightmare is gonna pick up a kill, a shutdown on the
The
Caitlyn.
collapse comes in from
But
Portal.
the risk,
Tristanis from
the rescue
behind.
team. See, that's what I was saying. You pick one guy, and the rescue team arrive. Deft being the leader of the rescue team picks up triple kill, I believe. Yep.
The Tristana flank. And it doesn't look like they have the waves to end yet. They're probably just gonna look for the bottom tower and the inhibitor. Yep.
Hmm. It's a fresh inhibitor that just came down. It's a third Infernal Drake that is live as we speak, and they will pick that up. And the third uncontested Drake of this game
The RNG is also in Portal's favor, unfortunately.
is.
The Baron is up,
So
and most probably both teams will try to get vision in this topside jungle.
Akali is huge as two items are completed with the Morello and the Revolver. And four item Tristana. She's been huge whole game, but with the four items, unstoppable, I would say. And the
What are your
Fnatic
thoughts
death push.
on the actual
Wait, the
Morel
death push.
Nomican?
The death push was spoiled by Ezreal. What were you doing outside there? Yeah, what? Yeah, what were you asking? Sorry.
No, I was just asking about the Morel Nomican since you mentioned it, but it does look like there's going to be a fight here.
Ooh, Ezreal barely makes it out alive. He's
No,
gonna
he
die
is
to the
dead.
ticking bomb.
That was three autos from Tristana and an E.
And the and the red buff as well.
Yep.
She's just gonna. She is leading everything in those fights.
Yep. Portal sort of just debate them because they thought that they were gonna go for Baron, but no, they're just gonna go for the end.
Wait, what? Okay, Tristana ulted and then he Malphite ulted. So
Yep.
he covered a long distance there. Looks like it's gonna be Portal Esports taking this home 2-0. They're gonna be in the semifinals, and once again we're gonna roll the wheel for one last time for semifinals, and that will be the last time. And two teams will make it into the final, and the rewards were not announced. So I'll just say it right here before we move on to the damage screen. So it's gonna be five epic skins, not six, five epic skins for the winners, and 790 RP boxes for the runner-ups. And MVP MVP prize is sponsored by Read for Khalid. It's going to be a legendary skin to the highest KDA of the tournament, to whoever achieves the highest KDA of the tournament. And we're going to roll the wheel tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I believe. Am I right, Bigger
Yep.
B?
We're most
Hmm.
probably
We'll,
gonna
we'll be
roll it.
live. We'll be live
Uh,
for that again. So two teams that uh, qualified today were Portal Esports and Spiritus. Unfortunately, my team was out, and Immunity was out as well yesterday.
yep.
And so Metrosexual Squad, Spiritus, Portal Esports, and what was the fourth team? Exile
It was
Esports.
Exile. Yeah.
So four teams are going to be playing in the semifinals, and two of them will make it to the finals. So thank you all for watching. And we're looking at the damage graph. It's
It's
there's no
honestly
surprise in that.
nothing surprising here. Yeah.
hmm So again, thanks for tuning in, and we'll be right back next weekend. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Bye.